What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the CUFC YouTube channel, where Carlisle and Doncaster play out a 0-0 draw in a really good game of football, to be fair. A game of two halves and a hard 4 point for Carlisle United to extend their unbeaten run to 4 now, Carlisle United. But a really good game of football, I thought. I think if you were watching that game as a neutral, it looked like, two top 10 sides playing each other. Of course, Doncaster are up in third, but we're bottom of the league. And you really wouldn't have thought it if you were watching that game as, obviously, if you watch that as a neutral fan, as the first time watching Carlisle this season, you wouldn't think we were bottom of the league. And it's really weird because there's a positivity about the squad at the minute and about what Mike Williamson's doing. He's been here a while, but you're starting to see this style of play that he wants to do. I think the addition of Harris was a fantastic addition. Obviously, you play Mike Williamson once, same with Tyler Berry. And you're starting to see this style of play come through from Mike Williamson and the players. Obviously, the confidence is growing, the results are helping. Even though it wasn't a win today, it definitely doesn't feel... it feels more positive than just a 0-0 draw. It was a really good game of football, as I've said. A few standouts from Carlisle. I thought Gabe Rees had a fantastic game again. He looks really confident in that back line. He's coming out, he's catching balls, he's demanding that area. He's making that area his own, which you maybe couldn't say about previous goalkeepers. I thought Sam Lavelle again, absolutely magnificent. Something about that mask, really... It's something about that mask, isn't it, with Sam Lavelle? He's really turning out to be a really good defender. And I think some of the criticism he was getting last season, maybe undeserved. He's seen how good he is this season. Who else have we got? John Mellish, absolutely fantastic performance again. Some real last-ditch tackles from Mellish that kept us in the game. I thought Tyler Berry had probably one of his best games in the Carlisle shirt. And this is really random, I might need confirmed, but I don't think he wears metal studs, which I think is really weird. But anyway, I thought he had a really good performance on that right wing back position. Maybe caught out a couple of times defensively, but again, he's not really a defender, so fair enough. Callum Guy, we know what Callum Guy can do, fantastic player. I thought Dominic Sadie again, unreal. He's really enjoying his football at the minute. You can tell, he's picking the ball up. He's getting the defenders. It'll be a big miss when he goes back to Bournemouth, but I'll tell you what, he's got a bright future, does that kid. The Kaheem Harris, not his most influential game, but again, he brings that pace and that ability. I thought their number 5, their centre-back, was a real solid defender as well. He was really hard to get past. We had a couple of opportunities and he was just like a stone wall at the back. But for me, my man of the match, Cameron Harper, unbelievable performance from him. I thought he was immense today in that centre defensive midfield position, playing out of position again. But I tell you what, he was absolutely everywhere in the game. He was all over the place, but in a good way, all over the place. He was there in the gap, going forward. He was there sitting back, defending when someone moved forward, moved out of position. He was there to cover. Great performance from Cameron Harper today. And you know what? Great to see Dylan McGeoch back on the pitch. Great to see Georgie Kelly back on the pitch. Unfortunate in the end with Kelly. But we're getting to the game then. Really sharp start from Carlisle United. I thought the first 10 minutes were absolutely fantastic. There was a little breakaway from Doncaster. John Mellish made an excellent recovery tackle in the end. And Carlisle United had a really good move. It was between Guy, Harper and Dan Ajuajay. But Ajuajay just couldn't keep his shot down in the end. Unfortunately, he just put it over the bar. He couldn't keep it down, and then their goalkeeper made a mistake where he hasn't cleared the ball properly. Ajuajay's got an open net. He's in a really tight angle, to be fair. Just doesn't get enough power to get it over the line. It is cleared off the line by their defender quite comfortably in the end. And John Mellish was in there, number 7's head, Luke Molyneux, I think it was. And he did a horrendous tackle on Mellish late on in the sort of 45th minute. Really bad tackle. You'll have all seen it on Twitter, I imagine. But yeah, a really bad tackle from him. Yellow card. He's maybe fortunate he didn't get sent, to be honest. But the free kick came to nothing, to be fair. I thought Carlisle sort of withdrew a lot of pressure between the sort of 35th and 40th minute. We have 5 minutes of Doncaster attack. You could see why, Tyler Berry is in the right wing back in this. He's getting caught out a few balls in behind him on that right hand side. John Mellish, a couple of great last ditch tackles. Sam Lavelle had a really important block as well in that sort of in that 5 minute spell that Doncaster have. But you know what, we weathered that storm well, and I thought we were the better team in the first half, to be fair. It was a really enjoyable first half of football. However, the second half, I thought we flipped it, and we had to sit in, and we had to defend deep, we had to dig deep to get the point, because I thought Doncaster came out in an absolutely fantastic second half from Doncaster. There was a really good block from Aaron Hayden early on in the second half. I thought we were standing off the man for a little bit too long, but a great block in the end by Aaron Hayden, and then a great save from Gabe Rees, tipping it over to the bar. Doncaster really coming out strong in that second half. And then I've got to say, Dominic Sadai, brilliant ball to Dan Ajuajeyi, and it's really, really good defending from their number 5. Good chance from Ajuajeyi, just couldn't sort of get his feet sorted to have that burst of pace that we know he's got. And to be fair, as I say, great defender for their number 5. He was brilliant all game. Jordan Gibson then came on at 0-0. Brilliant through ball from him, to be fair, but the lad squares it instead of shooting and sort of wastes the attack. And Carlisle then sort of have mini attack, and we had a couple of attacks back to back. It ends with I think Harper had it at the back post. It fell to it ended in a Josh Fella shot that went off of a corner, unfortunately. Didn't come to anything, neither did the corner, straight into the goalkeeper's hands. And there was a scramble on the line for Doncaster. I think it was well defended. I have no idea what was going on. But again, that backs to the wall determination to keep that ball out of the net. And Doncaster hit the crossbar from across. And then Georgie Kelly, he's got the ball. He is sort of wide, but just hit it, man. Honestly, he's took too many touches. Maybe it's just a lack of match sharpness, I'm not sure. I'm not going to be too harsh on him. But you just scream and shoot. Just have a go with it. And then from that not leading to anything, a really good save from Gabe Rees to keep us into the game in the last minute. And then Carlisle, what a flurry from Carlisle United. Last minute, 92nd minute, Georgie Kelly touches the ball. He was offside, and Cameron Harper puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 Carlisle. But unfortunately, that flag did go up against Georgie Kelly, and the goal was ruled out to be 0-0. Dominic Sadie, again, just you scream and just hit it. It looks like he's trying to do a little bit too much into the box when he probably had the opportunity to shoot. But unfortunately, that opportunity didn't come. Again, you had to scream and just hit the ball. But can't fault him, young lad, great performance today. And then in the last seconds of the game, corner comes in, and Sam Lavelle with the header, and great save from their goalkeeper. What a save to keep them in the game at 0-0. And that was it, really. As I say, really good performance on Carlisle, building on performances of the last couple of weeks. 4 games unbeaten. Unfortunately, Morecambe beat Swindon, so we are currently bottom of the table, but it doesn't feel like we are. But the gap is getting a little bit bigger each time. It looks like we're going to be entering a sort of mini league of 4 or 5 teams if we don't start picking up points soon. Massive game at the weekend against Crewe. I think if 6,100 Carlisle fans there again today, great atmosphere at Brunton Park at times. If we can keep that going, keep the performances going, just find the back of the net, then 3 points will come, and I think Carlisle will be absolutely fine this season. And I'd be really interested to see what Mike Williamson does in the January transfer window, because you're starting to see with Tyler Berry and Kaheem Harris, the players that he's bringing in are working in the system that he's wanting to play. So I'd be interested to see what happens in January. But we've got a long way to go then. We've got a tough run of games before we get to January. But what are your thoughts on the game? Let me know in the comments down below. Just another thing I picked up as well. Does anyone else think the lighting on the pitch is really weird when it goes dark? I'm not sure if it's the brightness of the advertisement boards or the floodlight of the Warwick Road end being taken out or whatever. I just think the lighting on the pitch is it's strange. I don't know. Did anyone else pick up on that? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, though. I will see you on Monday for the Crew 5-minute preview. Again, thank you for all the support on the channel recently. I have been CUFC, and I'll of course see you in the next one.
It's gotta go somewhere.